Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back. Thank you for joining us for the next episode of So What? What's Next? How you feeling this morning, Sam?
I feel great, man. I feel great. I'm energized. The beginning of the new year. I'm always happy about that. So, it's awesome. Awesome. How about yourself? How you doing today?
Doing good. Doing good. Was able to resist ordering anything off of Uber Eats and Postmates this morning, so that's a plus.
I heard it's one of your things, right? That's one of your goals, right?
One of my goals is to eliminate and or reduce how much I am spending on these mobile ordering apps. Like it is crazy, but definitely looking forward to saving some money and eating healthier for the new year.
Man, it's hard though, right? That Uber Eats and DoorDash is tough because it's like you be sitting home and you don't want to take anything out the freezer. The next thing you know, you order five guys, you spent $200.
Literally, and all you got was a burger and a fry. You got a little cheeseburger and the fries that's coming from the best part of Idaho, and
Yeah,
you already $200 in the hole. Like
it's
Sam, I'm not
ridiculous,
I'm
man.
not gonna lie to you. When I looked and I actually saw how much I spent in 2020 between DoorDash, Postmates, and Uber Eats, I am ashamed of myself. Like
You
I'm
and
like,
should be, and you should be ashamed of yourself because there's no reason for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm guilty because I'm gonna tell you what I like to order. I like
yeah,
the kangaroo wings from Outback. I don't like anything at Outback, but I like the kangaroo wings. So if I get the wings, now I feel like I should just get a burger too because the wings really just an appetizer. You know what I'm saying?
wings are the starter.
Yeah,
Wings are the
it's just a starter. So next
right.
thing you know, and of course you lie to yourself, be like, I'm gonna eat this first, I'm gonna eat this later. But you all eat all that shit at the same time. It's ridiculous. It's out of
You
control.
do, you do. I even tried to go on and say, okay, I'm just gonna order healthy shit, right? Like I'm gonna go on and order some lettuce wraps. I'm gonna go on and order, some gluten-free sandwich bread and all these other things. And then by the time
Mhm.
I look at my order, I'm like, I don't want any of this. Like,
Yeah,
I want the
yeah.
pizza, I want the wings, I want my Thai food, I want everything good and fattening because it just got to the point where you get tired of quarantine food, right? Like
Yep.
we made banana nut bread, we made all the desserts, we made all the little things they told us to make during quarantine, and now it's kind of like, okay, I really want some real food. But
It's out of it's man. But I'm with you on that though. I'm with you on especially see me, it's gonna be easy for the first half of the year before football
Mhm,
season. When
mhm,
football season gets here, it's gonna be tough because that's when I order the wings. I start ordering
right.
wings. I go wings, 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 and wings. It's like it's out of control. And I can cook that. And I cook good wings. I don't know why I do that. So I'm with you on
Right.
that though.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, let's hope that we both find a way to reduce our spending here and make it make sense. But first part of the new year, so we already have some of our New Year's goals out there. Actually, let's segue into that, right?
Right.
So, you've made your New Year's resolutions, right? So what's next? Like what are some of those things that you have basically said, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do in 2021?" And what are some of those things you're going to do in order to hold yourself accountable?
Ooh. So as you know, let me grab this real quick. As you
Let's
know,
see. Let's see.
I got my whiteboard. My whiteboard is prepared, it's ready to go. There you go. Bring it over this way, bring it back that way.
You know how
Whiteboard.
whiteboards make me feel. You know that gets me warm and tingly inside when I see
I
the
know,
whiteboard.
girl. It's a love language. I know. It's a love language. But anyway, I'm a big whiteboard person. So I write down my first like 7 to 9 to 10 goals I want to um do for the first. Then what I do is I grab my composition book because I'm old school like that.
Okay.
And then for every page, I write down whatever goal is the most important goal. I put something there, then I start writing down what I'm gonna do to accomplish that goal. So like I think my first goal is to lose 25 pounds, which is gonna be tough, but I'm gonna do that. So of course I'm gonna work out 3 days a week, 2 days a week, but what I try to do is try to knock stuff out early as possible for your
Yeah.
goals. That to me, that's the most important thing. So if you set a goal of save $10,000, which is one of my goals, get back income tax automatically goes towards that savings,
Yep.
right? So to me, it's best to start early in your goals and not try to wait to do them. So that to me is the most important part. And writing visuals, I have a whiteboard in my room, And in my mirror in my bathroom, I also write my goals on the mirror in the bathroom also. So when I get done taking a
That's good.
shower, brushing my teeth, I look at the same goals every day. It's like, and then I put a first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter also on my mirror in my bathroom. And I set a goal for that quarter, and I see where I'm at every quarter. Sometimes the more you're ahead on those goals, the easier it is to accomplish at the end. Because when you get to the end, everything is just hectic. I mean, you got Christmas, you got Thanksgiving, everybody born in August. I don't know why, but
I
I mean,
am an August baby. You know where them August babies come from.
everybody. It's like I
You
want to
know?
put all the August people in one group text and just say happy birthday at one time.
You know,
But
the August babies come from the holidays, the
right,
holiday cuddling, and then the October babies come from the Valentine's Day Super Bowl cuddling.
yeah,
So,
true.
August and October, those months where, a lot of folks getting close.
Yeah, they get close during that time of year. So yeah, so it's best to get everything out of the way before August. You want to have most of all your goals accomplished by August. So it shouldn't be a year goal. It should be those first 2 quarters. You want to get everything knocked out.
That's good. I'm glad that you said that because a lot of people look at a calendar year as a full 12 months. And honestly, I operate from October to October standpoint, right? So that's usually what helps me to get my goals. And I'm not in a big rush in January to say, oh, I'm going to do, these 20 things. So some of my New Year's resolutions have been to be more mindful of time, just how you shared that, you want your goals accomplished by August. One of my things is, I started doing my goals on a 30, 60, 90 day post.
Right.
So I have a large cardboard a large poster board in my room, and I have 90 days to the top, 60 days in the middle, and 30 days. So basically I put the majority of those goals in 90 days, and then I revisit them every 30 days to make sure that I'm staying on pace to hit them within a quarter. I also have 2 journals. Yep. So like you said, like I'm a visual person. And then, I've been told this since I was younger that if you write it down, it becomes real, right? So you have to write those goals down. So I take the time to, number one, be thankful for what I have in one of my journals, and I write that out. And then in the second one, it's like, okay, what steps am I taking to achieve those goals, that I'm moving them from the 90, 60, and 30 days.
Right.
To keep them on track. And the other big thing is the accountability partners, right? So I'm not saying that you got to tell everybody your goals, but I think it's good to share with a small group or a small team of people you trust that are going to hold you accountable, right? Like in my instance, I know that, I want to lose weight too. I'm not going to give you guys a number. But there's a desired goal to lose weight. And in doing so, we have our group chats, and it's literally,
of course.
Are you do? Yep, because the group chat is popping. It's there.
Of course.
We be in there talking about any and everything, but we do take time out to say, okay, hey, where are we on our goals? Did you get your gallon of water in today? Did you get 1 or 2 workouts in? Things of that nature. So I think, being mindful of time and having the accountability partners and writing it down, it seems like you and I are aligned again on what we need to do in order to achieve our New Year's goals. What are some of the things that your friends are telling you they want to do as far as New Year's resolutions?
It's okay. I don't have a lot of goal-oriented friends, right? And this it's why my circle has gotten smaller every year. Every year my circle just dwindles a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I have set family goals for my family. And we've got together, we talked about family goals. So I know one big goal for us was I started a whole life policy from our guy Adam, Mr. Adam Tolliver. So I started a whole life policy
at Prime Discussion on Twitter. Hit him up.
We need to get him on here for financial stuff. He's excellent with that stuff. But I finally started a whole life policy on myself and my son. So I want my family to actually start a whole life policy, and we all pay in it as a family, and get it paid down pretty close in the next 5 years as our kids get older. So that's one thing me and my family talked about. Also, I told my mom we want to start saving her between me, my brother, and her, we want to save her an additional $5,000 in an IRA account for her. Because she's getting older, and I've noticed as people get older, you can't count on them to have money when they get older.
No.
I mean, you just can't. So you have to kind of give them the joke to kind of start doing it. So, that's one thing we've decided to start doing to my mom turns 65. Well, she's 55 now. So I think 5,000 is a fair amount of money, and I think that's about it. Like, as far as my circle don't have a lot of goals. Like, I talk to them about this stuff all the time. They just be like, Sam, what's okay, man? All right, bro. Right.
We'll get to it. We thinking about it. But if you
want these kids eat. As long as these kids eat, we good.
And you ask them who's gonna win against Baltimore and Tennessee, they're gonna give you 101 reasons why Tennessee gonna win, and they'll give you all the research and things they've done.
And go on Facebook and argue with you about it.
Right. Yeah. Get on Twitter and tell you why your opinion is trash about, the Tennessee Titans taking home.
But
first round win.
Goals are important though, because when I had my son, I told myself I wanted to save $50,000 and put it into an account where I create dividends off that $50,000, where I'm getting like almost close to my mortgage payment every month. Because when he turns 5 years old, I'm gonna be doing a little league football and basketball and all this stuff like that, and I want to be off of work, So I decided to do $10,000 every year and do $1,000 in his account every year.
Yep.
So I can create that type of goal where I can have that free time. Like, just saying things doesn't work. You have to create action for those things, So goals are important, man. Don't, if your woman end up making a what they call that board that women make, affirmation boards and confirmation boards,
and they are not gender exclusive. So
they're not. I'm just saying, if you see your woman make one, pull out a little composition book, make a couple of things out there, goals for you and the family, man. Matter of fact, save up for vacation for the next year. Just make goals. You should do that, and it drives you. It drives you every day.
I think you bring up a really good point, right? Because some of the women in my group chat are now thinking that they are Dave Ramsey, and they're giving out all this investment advice. And I'm encouraged because, number one, they're having the conversations.
Yeah.
Right. So, I'm not the person to knock someone when they're down, but I'm like, if you haven't even been putting into your retirement accounts or even have, insurance, I think you got to start there before you start telling me what I need to do as far as the stock market goes. But again, I am one of those people where I'm like, hey, go ahead and get educated, because I think ultimately that's what they're telling me, is that they're getting educated. I think sometimes we have to, recognize people where they are and understand that, we're here as conduits to help them to understand, financial literacy and generational wealth. So glad to hear you and your family are on top of that. Some of my friends have said that, they're looking to go into different career industries. They're looking to, find ways to utilize their gifts so that they can have another stream of income. One of the most encouraging things that I've heard is, someone saying that they want to now explore being a life coach and being more engaged in therapy. And
that life coach thing, I'm
not gonna lie to you. There's some really good ones out there. I have a really good one, and I tell you, she's worth it because she's been with me. Cadence is 11, so she's been with me for almost 10 years now. And I will tell you that she's fully credentialed. She's been able to help me. She's the one who made me fall in love with whiteboards. And I tell everybody, you need 2 whiteboards. You need them. Like, mine is right back there in the office. So literally, I'll tell you, a good life coach is worth it. Someone who says they're a life coach just because they happen to quote things they see on Google, we got to figure out how to segue that. But one of my friends who's going down that path, she just has a natural talent, a natural gift of speaking life into people and being able to, make you feel good, like calling you a dumbass, but you feel good about it. Like, right. She has that gift that gets you to sit up straight and actually dedicate yourself to becoming who you're supposed to be. So I'm hoping that as we continue to progress this year, that we come back to this and we see that we've actually ticked off a lot of these things over the first couple of quarters.
Before we end on this, I want to know what's your goals, and I'm gonna name mine. You can name yours. You want to name any of them?
So the ones that I'm comfortable with sharing again is, being able to lose weight, again, not giving a number.
Okay.
Number 2, being able to increase my permission to spend account, which is what I like to call it instead of an emergency fund. Being able to allocate more funds towards that. And then I also want to expand my real estate portfolio. I want to be able to acquire at least 2 more properties this year.
Okay. All right. That's good. Okay. So I got lose 25 pounds. I'm a man. It don't really matter for us. You know what I'm saying?
You can laugh and you just lost 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Plus, people like Rick Ross get play. So, I mean,
it's your season.
So save $1,000 for chance this year. Save another $10,000 again this year. Get more organized, which the get more organized thing is gonna be so hard for me, but I decided I need to stop making chance that it's the excuse for me not being organized and just get it done, because that's what I've been doing, using them as a crutch. I got master my time. I got and hit 1,000 streams on this pod and the other pod I got. So I want to do that. Also create 500 subscribers on the YouTube page. That'll be great. And pay off $10,000 in debt. And I want to actually put decor in my house, because right now I just have walls, because I am a man.
Male decor. You have all the electronics. You have plates. You have silverware. You have a table, coffee table. You probably have a nice stand. I
got a TV. I got a TV.
Awesome living room furniture, awesome bedroom furniture, and walls.
I got a headboard. I do have a headboard. So, but yeah, I want to do that. Maybe put up some curtains around here.
Yeah, I mean, those are all realistic. Those are all realistic things that you can achieve. Like, I like that you're specific in those goals and, things like that. You deploy some strategies. I see you, Sam.
I'll be working.
Let me find out. So back to this whole thing about, your friends in your circle, right? I know that, all in the news this week and prep, like, I think the main point of this election cycle, 45, the occupant of the White House, has literally been trying to find ways to overturn this election. I think over the weekend, we finally got a recording of him calling the Georgia Secretary of State saying, "Hey, fam, find me, 12,000 more votes right quick. Like, It's okay to say you recalculated. Like, let's figure this out, friend. Let's
find 11,000. Just find it.
Just find it. Hey, I don't care how you do it. I just want to let you know you need to find it. And if you don't, you may get in a little bit of trouble. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to, go ahead and arrest you, but you may get in trouble if you don't find me these 11,000, 12,000.
So when he was talking, somebody illegal was sitting there writing, and they was telling him what to say. Say this. Say this. That's what he was doing. Say this. They're like, don't say that. Don't say that. Say this. Yeah, that's what they was doing. You know what was going on there? Like, somebody's on the other end of the phone, like,
get kind of close. You can say.
Yeah, you get close, bring that back a little bit. That's what's going on right here.
That's exactly what happened. Like, they told the fine line of, being illegal and threatening. And I mean, besides the point, it just brings me to the thought of, even him pardoning, his friends and his homeboys, right? Like, 45 really, took that Jay-Z line to heart and was like, when I say I free the dogs, I free them. Like, that's how Meek got his freedom, right? Like, your boy is putting that in full, throttle in spite of everything else he's doing. But it makes me think, as we were talking about friends earlier in our resolutions, like, can we discuss times where we've had to, like, phone a friend or to get a friend to do something for us to help us in a bind or get us out of a situation that we might have gotten ourselves into?
Yeah, I got one. I'm only telling one story. I'm not going to do that because certain things women don't need to know. All right.
Okay. I'll take that.
Okay. So I had this friend, and back then I wasn't making a lot of money. I might have been like 22, 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? So you know, if I went to like a club or met somebody at a bar or something, I would shoot out a game to get the girl back to the crib and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna get up in the morning, we're gonna get breakfast, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. You know, she'd be like, okay, that's what's up. So what me and my friends used to do is we had like back code we would send each other, like a text message, like boom, boom, boom. And if you got a certain code, that means you're supposed to call me at 9 o'clock in the morning and be like something really important is going on right now. You need to get there like ASAP. Because some people like to overstay their welcome. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to get up and go home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. You got to hit them with the, you know, so what you finna do?
Yeah. Like, so boy, it's so wet. You finna do thing. My job will always call me and tell me I forgot to do something and I need to get back and do it or I'm gonna lose my job.
Oh, see,
that happened several times. I did that several times. Yeah, I think that's like we never got families involved because we didn't want bad juju. But we always act like we was on call for work, and we always started the conversation off with any girl like, "Yeah, I barely get out. I'm always on call. You got to make sure you start planting seeds earlier. Like I'm on call, girl, but I'm out tonight. I'm just trying to hang out. So that way, when I be like, oh man, they called me. I got to go into work. She couldn't really get mad. You know what I'm saying? So
right, you've already laid the groundwork.
I had to plant seeds. Yeah, that's terrible though. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, you know, we progressed as a people. You know, we're all works in progress. You know, Christ is working in our minds and hearts. you know, some of us have restarted our body count for 2021. Praise be. You
yes,
know,
sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, you know, as I was thinking about it, I was like, you know, have there been times where, you know, I might have stretched or elongated the truth, you know, to help others
win, help them win.
So I have, and you know, it's one of those things where when you're texting somebody and you make a mistake in text, you send the wrong text to the wrong person.
Dog, that's wicked. Yeah.
So, you know, I had an instance where a girlfriend texted, you know, the guy she was dating at the time, where she was supposed to be texting, you know, her other entanglement, if you will. And
that's what y'all call it.
you know, her other endeavor. And, you know, I had to like literally come in and say, you know, hey, how are you going to respond? You know, let's figure this out. You know, we had to take it to the group chat. We had to take it to the group
chat. I had one homeboy I did this with. Y'all had a board that y'all went through these type of issues.
We put together our own United Nations and coalition of women to help navigate friend out of this mess. She basically said, you know, she sent the text to her man saying, where are we linking again? Send the address. When she meant to send it to, you know, her endeavor. And so her man is kind of like, you told me you guys were going out for drinks at this spot. So why are you asking for an address? And it was something as simple as just saying, hey girl, just say that, you know, you got confused, you got lost, and say that we changed venues at the last minute. Say we changed venues at the last minute, you know, or we needed, you know, to reconfigure because there weren't any reservations. You know, we were given like a myriad of like options she could have chose from. And, you know, then we had to kind of put sugar on top because as soon as we got to the spot, we actually all had to link up and take
a picture there. Take a picture there.
And take pictures for proof. So, you know, when we all got together and, you know, some of us were, you know, dressed to impress and some of us were in sweats. I'll let you guess what I was in. And we snapped the pictures, you know, had to put it in the IG story. And, you know, we came through, you know, the gang came through and, you know, kind of made sure everybody slept peacefully that night. So, you know, that was one of my favorite instances. And like I said, I'm not going to go against girl code and put everything out there, but
that was one of story. So what I'm trying to figure out here. So it's like, do everybody throw an excuse out and then somebody approve the excuses? Like, I don't like that excuse. Give me the next one. Like,
so the thing is, we got to put our minds together, right? Because these may be some of the same reasons we may have to use in another instance or in another situation, right? So it's kind of like, say this, say that, say this, and then once we compile a list, because we have to do this fast. Like as I'm explaining it, it's literally like in the text message, like ding, 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 ding. So
see, women are so much better with this because men, they be like, they don't even tell you they got caught cheating, and then they gonna let us call you. They be like, Calvin told me to call you. I'm like, why did nigga tell you? Oh, damn. That's why he wanted you to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got to think on my feet. And then if I don't catch up with what's going on, guess who get mad at me?
Yeah, Calvin get mad and Calvin girl get mad.
Yeah, they like everybody mad at me. Like, well, you know what he out here doing. I'm like, I don't know what was going on. I'm not a good liar. So I'm the type of person that I'm not good. I'm not even good with the game. Like if I get caught cheating, I just be like, I did it. Like that's how I am. Like the argument
I appreciate the accountability because most people will lie to the grave, even with evidence.
I'm a terrible liar. I'm a terrible liar. Everybody, any girl that's ever dated me can tell you that I'm a terrible liar. So it's like, but it aggravates them because the argument ends so fast. They be thinking it's gonna be a long, drawn out argument. They be like, saying, I went on your phone, I seen this, and I like, yeah, I had sex with. I did that.
Not the admission, because I imagine the conversation after that does not go smooth.
I be like, cause it's like, and I know the type of women I deal with. Any woman I deal with, I know they're gonna be somewhat, and they got an investigation type background with them. So It's like they're probably a little smarter than it's smart. I try to date up. I try to date women I think are intellectually on my level or higher. Mm-hmm. So if she catch me, I figure she already went through phones, called numbers, went through Facebook, went through everything. So I just be like, I did it. She be like, really? You really did that? I be like, I did it. And I was wrong. And I don't know what else to tell you. Like, and that makes women actually matter because they actually want to fight with you so y'all can fight through it. But I'd be like, I
feel like it's almost a competition thing, right? Like it's one thing where it's kind of like, oh, we're exclusive. But if I find out, not me per se, but as a woman, if I find out, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, maybe I need to step my game up. Right. I think it's just you guys have a gift with that reverse psychology, whereas I'm just like, oh, you cheated? Okay, that's cool. That's what's up.
If she don't get mad when you cheat, that's not a good sign.
Look, like I said, if that happens on my watch, my response is like, oh, that's what's up.
So and one thing about women though, when women cheat, you don't find out till after the relationship, till like she's like actually done with you. She be like, and guess what? I had sex with 25 people. You're like, what the fuck?
And you sick.
You thought you should know that.
You can't
get everything out. Yeah, you like, she can't get it. Hey, since she thought she was getting away with everything.
Gotta even pull up. Literally gotta pull up and be like just driving by the house because you just think that you heard that she might have cheated.
we can't take it. We can't take it.
Take it. So listen. So so there was an instance where there was a breakup. I was accused of cheating, and in all honesty, I did not. I literally did not. But we broke up, and I was kind of like, okay, cool. Like that it is what it is, right? So as a woman, we go through the progression of the healing and like, okay, this happened. Now I have to move on. And, it progressively over the next 60, 90 days, we're back, in a decent space. I won't say we're fully healed, but we're okay. But the guy that ended up breaking up with me ended up, I don't know how he found out, but he's like, I found out you didn't cheat on me. But I was kind of like, yeah, like, okay, cool. Like, I wish you well. And I gave him the kiss of death. I gave him the be blessed, right?
He should have started coming.
Bruh, when I tell you, it got to the point where I was like, is he pulling up in my neighborhood? like literally pulling up to the crib and was like, no, I want to talk about this and this, that, and I was like, no, like I'm really good. Like, when I was here trying to plead my case and telling me I was okay, like it was good. He's like, no, and I heard you went out with so and so, and I was like, that's why you're here.
Oh, yeah. We can't
That's
take
why
it.
you're here. Number one, you found out I didn't cheat, and number two, you found out that I moved on. And I'm telling
Yeah.
you, he was like, can I please just come in? And that's when we were on BlackBerry. So
Oh, the BlackBerry days.
the BBMs are coming in, and I was kind
Yeah.
of like, yo, like, is this you outside? And he's like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
already here. And I was like, I don't even know if this is safe. Like, because you thought this out and you pulled up with no announcement. And, it's one of those things where, again,
I've had to tell a friend not to do that. Tell a friend not to pull it up. I'm like, bro, don't pull up over there, bro. It's no telling what you're gonna sell there.
yeah, man.
Worst case scenario, she gonna think you crazy. That's the worst case scenario. She gonna think you crazy. Well, that's the best case scenario. She gonna think you crazy. Worst case scenario, somebody there applying pressure. Either way, you don't need to go over there. You don't need to go over there. You need to give it some time. Give it some time.
You gotta fall back, and that's what my dad always would say. He's like, you gotta let people live with their decisions, right? So if somebody leaves you and they try to come back, you got a choice to take them back or not. But he's like, when somebody leaves you, you gotta let them live with that decision and sit in that.
That's
so
true.
It is what it is. But I was just really thinking about that. I was like, people in high places that are afforded the opportunity to, hook their friends up or to get their friends out of situations. And I was like, let me make that relative to me and figure out, have I used my powers for good or bad? And in this instance, no.
Most for me it is. So most for me. But I'm not gonna lie though. As I've got into my 30s, I become more selfish. And I tell people this all the time, like, hey man, don't involve me with anything you got going on with your wife, your side chick, anybody. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want it. I don't want it anymore. Just leave me alone. Cause it's like I get boxed in. I get boxed in too fast. I'm not a quick thinker on my feet like that. So I just be like, I just tell the child, like, hey man, you know the man cheating. This is the 20th consecutive time you call him cheating. This is the fourth year in a row. This is what he does.
This is no longer a mistake. This is a choice. This is a pattern. This is what they do.
Y'all love it. Y'all love each other. Don't worry about a little cheat. Don't let that get in the way of the family and everything that's going on. Girl,
it makes the relationship stronger.
Yeah.
Makes them love you a little bit more.
Y'all on vacation now. Get on out of here with all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We'll take that over to St. Lucia and come back and make a happy home again.
Home will soon come. You already know what time it is.
That's it. I had to reprogram myself because when I started seeing couples going on like extravagant trips, I'm like, I wonder what he did.
Yeah.
And I had to reprogram myself and say, you know what? They're happy. That's why they're traveling. So regardless of what's going on, good, bad, or indifferent.
When you see the Facebook
posts. No, Sam, they're happy. Even though they know what's going on in their relationship, they're happy. That's what it is.
It's real commitment.
They are committed
to
the scheme. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's true. Because every time I see that Facebook post, man, me and this girl been rocking for 5 years, or this girl posts a picture of her dude, me and him been rocking for 10 years. He my real daughter. I'll be like, well, you know what happened there?
Right. Anytime it says, we've had our ups and downs.
Oh yeah. Okay. Dead giveaway.
We've been through this, we've been through that. Anytime they say that,
yeah, dead giveaway.
You already know what it means.
Dead giveaway.
You already know what it means.
Let's get to Clubhouse.
You know what? This bringing us to our next segment, mansplaining. Okay. So Sam, do me a favor here. I know that social media is all ablaze with what's going on with Clubhouse, and it was the level of exclusivity, and now that people are getting more access on it. Mansplain to me the appeal of Clubhouse.
Okay, there is some good stuff on Clubhouse, right? There are people talking about real estate investments, type of loans you should take out, how to protect your assets if you're going through real estate, how to start a small business, how to focus on. It's people that's talking about politics. I was in a group the other day ago, had a lot of politicians in the group, and they was explaining certain laws, certain things they need to get done, and like how much these Senate seats really mean, what they do mean, what they don't mean. It's great stuff on it. Great stuff. But if you come for the bullshit is there for you to spend time with. Like the bullshit is there. Like I was in this group, Nikki, and I'm not gonna lie, and I got in the group just to laugh because it was a conspiracy group about like America trying to get black people out of America and to take them to like over there with Akon.
Taking us back to Africa.
Yeah, and Akon and Marcus Garvey was a CIA agent, and the Chinese are paying for this because they want us out of America. So this group was hella funny because not only were they saying this shit like it was factually true, but they actually, Nikki, was backing up with Bible scriptures.
Oh, just like the slave masters.
Dude,
just how slave masters taught us.
Bro was in Deuteronomy, went up to Leviticus, like Matthews, went back to like Revelations. I was like, this might be the funny. And I had my phone on mute, so so I could laugh. And they tried to bring me to the front of the group. I'm like, hey, I'm good. I'm just here to listen and learn.
I'm just here to listen. And by no means are we atheists or agnostic. We believe, in Christ Jesus. We believe in God. But it's one of those things where people will use religion and or scripture to, basically advocate for their beliefs or to put things out there that they, believe as true. So as you're in the room,
did you see the group calling TD Jakes a false prophet? Did you see that group?
I didn't see it. I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
Shit was delicious. People was in there crying.
Wait, give us a highlight. What were they saying?
That crying, man. It was so funny, man. So this one dude was like, TD Jakes a false prophet. He let Tyler Perry put hands on him, and he started crying and screaming. And Steve Harvey say he's a false prophet. So this one dude got in the group, and he was all about TD Jakes. Love TD Jakes. TD Jakes gave him his first job, whatever. I don't know. Dude started crying, quoting scriptures, talking about all the stuff TD Jakes did. But here, I'm talking about these people was yelling at each other, fighting. I mean, it was like, one dude was like, I just want to pray for you motherfuckers. Let me tell you motherfuckers, I'm praying. I was like, Lord Jesus. Like, Lord Jesus. Dude, he was cursing like this for real. He was like, Lord Jesus, help these motherfuckers out. They asked me to get off the ground, understand what the fuck they doing. Jesus, I come to you as a lawyer servant because I don't give a fuck about what these people say. I'm like, bro, what is going on?
What? This is real life.
This shit happened. This shit happened.
It doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me. It doesn't. Because what Clubhouse has done, from my vantage point, like you said, Sam, there are some really good experts on there. There's some really good topics on there. Some of my friends that I follow have, invited me to certain rooms, and I'm like, wow, like this is totally enlightening. But then there's those other instances, like you just said, where it kind of exposes, both sides of humans, right? Where you get the rose-colored glasses, expert, brilliant things, and then you get the whole conspiracy theory. Don't take the COVID vaccine. COVID,
that's another group. That's another group.
Real. Yeah, man. It's interesting because some of the things that I've seen, and I want to say it's therapy, Black male therapy group. I actually got a chance to listen into that, and those people are in there doing the work. There's like, a panel of licensed Black male therapists, and they're in there saying, they set rules for the group. We ask you not to screen record. We ask you to raise your hand. We're going to limit the amount of people we bring to stage, because the whole purpose of the group is to help enlighten and to give resources to therapy. And then you got another room where you join in, and Kevin Samuels is on Clubhouse. And I will tell you, I was not a Kevin Samuels fan. I was not. And I will tell you only because of the little clips that I was seeing out there where, he was talking, crazy to Black women.
I was in that group too, the Kevin Samuels group. That was a great group.
But when he's on Clubhouse, he makes sense in some instances, right?
Right.
For every 5 things Kevin Samuels says, 4 of them are going to be gold. 4 are going to be gold, but that 5th one is the one that's going to knock you off your seat and kind of be like, damn it, you was on to something.
He's going to be disrespectful. He's going to be disrespectful. It's coming.
He is, but I will tell you that, there you can find gems in anything, right? I think ultimately what Clubhouse has told us or exposed us to is that, any app can be beneficial if you're following the right people. But from the Black male perspective, again, mansplaining this to us and the listeners, where do you potentially see Clubhouse going, or what's the next step for this app? What are your thoughts about it?
I think Clubhouse is just like Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to follow the right people. You have to get into the right groups. Because I mean, I was in a Jacksonville group, and they talking about doing all this positive stuff for Jacksonville, things they want to do, and they was talking about some stuff in Jacksonville that I didn't even know about. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start going to some of this stuff because I want to start eventually doing outreach work and start doing volunteer work and stuff like that. So it's a good source. Just like Twitter is a good resource. These are good resources. So it's going to be like Twitter. I mean, if the OnlyFans are going to take over eventually, I mean, the porn stars and strippers are being there, and they'll be taking over. They had their groups, and you had the investment groups. You have the our boy Dark Seated No, Farrakhan No.
Shout out to Brandon.
Brandon's G. I'm like, Brandon, is it everywhere you go, you cause chaos? Like everywhere you go. But even though his group is really good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has some really good groups, man. So I think it's gonna be a good resource. I actually like Clubhouse. I don't like, some people say they hate it, but I'm like, yeah, you're in the wrong groups. You know what I'm saying? You got to go find the groups that work for you. Like, I'm not gonna go listen to, like, because you got some people that's like, that think everybody want to be famous, man. Everybody want to be famous. And I get it. Everybody want to be famous. Everybody want to have a platform. I mean, we have a platform. We're creating a platform right here. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But everybody ain't for everybody. And that's what I always come back to. Everybody ain't for everybody. So
and that's
I think
the word.
Yeah.
That'll preach right there, because, ultimately we'll see where it goes. But again,
I got out of the TV Jakes group.
Yeah, I'm glad you got out of the TV Jakes group. The other thing that concerns me a little bit is that, as more people join, like I have coworkers that have joined, I have some of my mentors that have joined. So now I'm a little bit more selective of which rooms I go into, because they can see rooms I'm in. So I'm hoping that there's a block feature or functionality on Clubhouse, if it's not already in the latest update, because I think they just had an update over the weekend in the app. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes and see what else I can learn from you wonderful Black men.
Hey, it's some good groups on Clubhouse, man. I sent some invites out to some people, and one person got mad. They like, why you didn't invite me? And I'm like, dude, don't get so serious about this, okay? It's just an app.
No, Sam. Like, seriously, people are selling their Clubhouse invites for Bitcoin now. Like, that's how hot of a commodity invites to Clubhouse have become, where people are trying to profit off of it.
So I'm around here giving away these damn invites for free. I could be getting some Bitcoin.
Look, man, you got to get it how you live. Like, folks are really out here trying to find a way to get money, because everybody wants to be in. Everybody wants to be part of the exclusivity. And so folks are just finding ways to monetize, and I'm not mad at it.
Hey, me either. So let's get to we got our last topic.
No, I think that's it. I think we covered a lot today. We talked about New Year's resolutions and how to stay accountable. We talked about, how the occupant of the White House is, looking out for the gang, and examples of where we did that, as well as you giving me the lowdown on the Black male perspective of Clubhouse. So, I think we have covered a lot of topics today that we won't care about tomorrow.
Right. That is true. And next time we come back, hopefully we have new senators. Georgia do their thing, hopefully today. Today is Tuesday as we record. So hopefully Georgia do their thing. And we have some new senators, and we can talk shit about the Democrats and what they're not going to do and what they are going to do next time we come on the episode.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining. We'll talk to you next week.
All right.